Welcome back to Statistics. Let's take a minute and talk about the course policies that we'll operate under this semester. Like most everything else about our course, the place to start is our Canvas page. So let me go there. Let me make this a little bigger, maybe, so easier to see. There we go. Maybe one more notch. Um, so on the home page, there's a link to the course policies right after the course description. If you click on that, it takes you to this page, and there's a number of them, a little more to it this semester than in previous semesters, and that's obviously because we're dealing with the COVID 19 pandemic. We're glad to be face to face at Hampden-Sydney this semester. Many schools are not. We want to make that last. And so it's very important that everyone abide by the policies the college has put in place for COVID 19. I think of it as sort of part of our mutual responsibilities towards each other. And let's take a quick look at those here. So I'm going to scroll up. Of course, our initial class meetings will be face to face and hopefully will remain so. But we have to be aware that that may not be possible depending on how things go. So, literally, at the drop of a hat, we may have to transition to an online format or some kind of maybe in between hybrid format. And I've designed the course with that in mind. So hopefully, if we are so unfortunate as to have to make that transition, it won't be too bumpy because of the way I've set up the course. Uh, Masking and social distancing, or physical distancing, whatever you want to call it, those are absolutely essential. As you know, the college has a policy on that already. Masks must be worn at all times when you're indoors at the college, and that includes in the classrooms, in the hallways, in the bathrooms, and so on. And that certainly applies to my class. Social distancing is also necessary. And in our classes, we need to maintain that 6 feet of separation between all individuals. So I'll be doing that in the classroom, and I'll expect you to be doing that in the classroom as well. Um, in terms of the masks, not all masks are created equal. We're obviously not going to be wearing medical grade, N95 masks. But what we do require, and this again is college wide, is either cloth masks or 3-ply paper disposable masks. Those are very effective in terms of preventing the spread of not only COVID 19 but the flu and other things. But COVID 19 is obviously the main concern here. Other kinds of face coverings are really not acceptable. Neck gaiters are loose and comfortable, and for that very reason, are not very good at preventing the spread of COVID 19. So, neck gaiters are not acceptable as a face covering in class. And for the same reason, bandanas are not going to be sufficient. You really do need either a cloth mask like the one provided by the college or paper disposable masks. And don't forget, if you've got a cloth mask, it's important to keep it clean. The things get kind of grungy pretty quickly, so wash it every day. And again, 6 feet of social distancing or physical distancing must be maintained at all times. Um, uh, I hate to be so unyielding about this, but if that's a problem, then you're not going to be able to attend class. Uh, there are no exceptions to those rules. Everybody must wear a mask, and everybody must maintain that social distance. And if it is a problem, let me know. I can, if in some cases, there are medical conditions that prevent people from wearing masks. And if you fall into that situation, we're going to have to find, and in fact, I've already planned for ways that students can complete the course remotely if wearing a mask is medically impossible for you. So, all the class materials are going to be available online, and this is again to facilitate that sort of transition if it needs to happen. Maybe maybe a student gets ill. Maybe it's not even COVID-19. Maybe it's just the flu, or maybe it is COVID-19, or maybe a student uh, just gets exposed to COVID-19, has to go into isolation while their test results are being processed. In that case, you'll still be able to keep up with the class if you're in isolation or for some other reason can't attend. All the assignments will be available, all the lectures and course content will be available. And so, and even if the whole class has to go online, um, those same mechanisms will enable us to continue. Um, my own situation with regard to COVID-19 has some impact here too. I do have some health conditions that put me at higher risk for the disease, and so the college has extended some accommodations to me. I still plan on doing face to face instruction, but I may need to adjust things as we go along. And in that case, of course, I'll let you know. But the mechanisms we have in place for you know content delivery and submitting assignments will mean that we can finish the course even if face-to-face instruction becomes impossible for whatever reason at some point during the semester. Class attendance policies obviously are a little more involved this semester as well because of this. We may wind up going online, in which case class attendance will be online. But as I said before, the plan is for face to face, and so I'll be taking attendance in class now. You have some responsibilities here that go beyond what you would be, expected to do in a typical semester. Um, it is your responsibility to attend class if you are well. But just as much, it is your responsibility not to attend class if you are not well. And this is not only for your own sake, but again, it's part of our responsibilities that we have to each other during this extraordinary time. So, if you're not feeling well, for whatever reason, maybe you have a little bit of a sore throat or a cough or, a little bit of a fever, maybe it's not COVID-19. If you're not feeling well, though, you should not come to class. You should let me know, let all your professors know, and get in touch with the Wellness Center as soon as you can because you need to take care of yourself. And if needs be, you will be tested for COVID-19, or maybe it's not that at all. Maybe you just got a stomach bug or something. But in any case, it is your duty not to come to class if you are feeling ill. That's very important this semester, obviously. So, um, you know, uh, keep that in mind. For folks who are for whatever reason not able to attend class, maybe they're getting tested or in isolation for a few days or whatever. I will work with you to develop a plan and to keep things on track while you're not able to attend. And again, if the whole course has to go online, we everything's set up so that we can do that. Um, uh, Other than that, the attendance rules are pretty much the same as they have been. If there are 4 unexcused absences, you will get a notification from the Dean of Students office that you're on WF warning. And then further absences after 4 unexcused absences could result in your withdrawal from the class with a WF. So don't let that happen. Let me know if you're going to be missing class for whatever reason. Let me know the reason, and I'm a reasonable guy. we'll be able to work something out, I'm sure. Makeup policy. There's really, two kinds of assignments in the course. Sorry about that. There are online homework assignments and there are module tests. The makeup policy for online homework assignments is basically there is none. You need to have those done by the due dates, and you need to get them submitted by the due dates. The reason for that is that those assignments are available basically anywhere you have an internet connection. So even if you are off campus, or if you happen to get sick, or if you're in isolation, you can still do those assignments, and I'll expect you to, unless of course you're just not able to. If, for instance, you're on some sort of approved trip and there's no internet connection, let me know. If you know knock on wood, I hope it doesn't happen, but if you do get ill and you become really feel so bad that you really can't do the assignments, let me know that too. And of course, then I'll make arrangements. But in general, I don't give extensions for online homework assignments unless the circumstances are very extraordinary. For the module tests, the idea is that those will be announced. You'll know the dates ahead of time, and if if you know that there's a conflict, you're going to have to miss class on a day that a module test is due. You need to let me know beforehand, and that way we can work out an alternate date for you. But what you don't want to do is just let me know, like, the day after the test, or even an hour after the test. Oh, I missed the test, and sorry about that, but what should I do to make it up? The answer is not going to be one you like. I will not allow you to make up an unexcused absence for missing a test. So the key idea here is let me know beforehand, well beforehand, and we'll work out an alternate due date. Of course, the final exam that date is set in stone, and really there's no you need uh, there's no flexibility there. Uh, Learning accommodations are respected in the class. If you have a learning accommodation from Hampden-Sydney College, I'll need to see your accommodation letter, but I'll be glad to work with you to implement whatever those accommodations are. Uh, and then finally, just some kind of common sense things, but it's useful to state them anyway. I don't allow the use of cell phones or smartphones in class. Your phone should be in silent mode or turned off while you're in class. And there are really no exceptions to that. I won't hesitate to call you out. Phones are a distraction, and that's just not the right place for their use in class. So, also, in terms of some other things, uh, no eating or drinking in class. That's just not part of what we're about in class. No use of tobacco products in class, and this would include vaping or smokeless tobacco, as well as other tobacco products. And if you need to leave class early for any reason, let me know. I don't want to have people getting up and going out and coming back into class, you know, at random times. A classroom is a learning environment, and essentially all these rules are just, basically to say respect that environment. So yeah, those are the main policies and procedures. Again, if you have any questions, you can always let me know, and we will be respecting these throughout the semester. So, all right, we'll be back at you again soon. Y'all take care.